Hey guys, today I'm going to show you my method I used on potting up bare root roses, so let's get started. So this is a rose that I picked up from Walmart a couple of days ago. It's called Fragrant Plum, and let me show you how they start off. I have another one here, and what you're going to want to do is take it out of the bag. They usually come wrapped in mulch. Having a hard time getting it out. Alright. So it's usually wrapped in mulch, and I'm going to take this layer of paper off. And this is actually, well, if it would be stuck together, a good weed suppressant. I usually would take this and use it in the landscape around a plant. So I clean the mulch off. And you want to rehydrate your rose. Now, typically, when you're reading about rehydrating a rose, I get a lot of different answers. Some say not to hydrate more than 12 hours. And some say don't go beyond 2 to 3 days. I typically hydrate for about 8 hours, depending on what I'm doing that day. So I clean off all the mulch, and then I'm going to rehydrate this rose. I have one rehydrating here, which is Fragrant Plum. But first, you want to make sure your soil is nice and moist. So I'm going to toss that mulch around in here a bit. Then I'm going to get some water. Now you want the soil to be moist, but you don't want it dripping wet. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. A little bit more should do it. Now that I have my soil rehydrated, I'm gonna pot up this rose, and I just use a pot that I already have out in the garden area. This came with a different plant, but I'm gonna use this to pot up this rose. So I add my soil, and then I'm gonna take my rose, and I'm gonna plant up to the bud union. And once again, when you're researching about this, it does say a lot of different things where to plant up to. I've had success planting up to the bud union, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you want to press your soil down firmly so there's no air pockets. And I just keep the rose in the pot until I'm ready to plant it out in the landscape. And set it somewhere where it isn't going to be affected by frost or cold temperatures, because right now it's not the proper time to be planting stuff outside. Alright, so nice and firm. And I'm going to give it another drink of water. And this is how I pot up my bare root roses. Now once again, this is only going to stay in a pot until it's ready to be planted out in the landscape whenever I find a nice spot. Let me show you guys a rose that I potted up a couple weeks ago. This is a climbing rose that I potted up a few weeks ago called America, and I used that same exact method I just showed you guys today, and this has a lot of new growth on it. Once it starts getting growth like this, you can go ahead and add a fertilizer to it, which I've already done. But I want to show you this, how pretty this rose is. And it gets to be about 8 to 12 feet tall, and the bloom size is about 5 to 8 inches, and it's a coral salmon color. I will be making an arbor for this at a later date since it's a really vigorous grower. So I hope you guys can join me for that video, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.